Alright, day one. First day skating back with Steve McKeegan, his former goalie coach. It's gonna be an exciting day. I was at the Manitoba Moose game the other night. Kevin Lankinen, finished stud. He's like 6'5". He's a monster in net. I was amazed at the amount of confinement that he had in his game to close up holes, to stay tight. All these saves, despite being 6'5", everything's tight. All the holes were closed. All the goals that beat him were all goals that had to go around him. Very nice shots, to be honest. A lot of in-tight chances. But he was so contained, moving so well, and it blew my mind. I'll see if I can find some highlights to put up on the screen.
15 seconds into the setup, his best line in right circle to Cease.
But that is the plan. So Braden Holtby is another example of guys who are extremely contained and do a great job of that. And this is something that I didn't understand in my game earlier when I was younger. And if I would have, I like to think things would have been different, but that's too late now. Big goalies have a lot of size. A lot of size equals a lot of coverage, lesser chance to score. Between my arms, the 5-hole, all these in-tight body holes are bigger because I'm covering more net outwards. And that's one thing that I've struggled with so much in my lifetime, especially while in a movement. While if I'm sliding or if I'm still moving while the shot is being released, it's something that I've struggled with so much, and it's something that I need to get done, accomplished on this trip, at least to improve that. So I'm gonna go pack my stuff, and then I'm gonna head to the rink with him, and then we're gonna start this time talking about exactly that.
Good morning. Thank you.
January 27th, 31st, huge butt end sale. So butt ends are these awesome grips that I use on these shaft, my sticks. 25% off, promo code TravSucks up here, buttends.com. The link is in the description. You want to pick up a butt ends grip, you want to pick up multiple ones, now is your chance. Highly recommend you get one. Now to the ice time. Sorry for spamming me with these ads. Funny shirt you got there, by the way.
You hadn't been on the ice for a while, so we're doing trying to get wet today and get back into it, and we'll see gradual improvements as the week goes on.
I believe you for that.
Side door exit.
Just ready to shoot our B-roll. We played a college hockey game against Denver.
You did?
I did. And this was their song after every goal, and I heard it fucking 8 times.
This brings bad memories?
It's like Pavlov's dog. Every time I hear it, I get visions of me letting it in 7 against Colorado.
This literally looks like we're about to film a casting couch video.
Okay. I never shoot videos like this ever. This is the first time I've ever done this. It's not going to hurt, is it?
Johnny Hicks, why do so many teams just draft goalies that are tall instead of the more skilled, shorter guys?
NHL scouts aren't stupid, and they don't just draft guys because they're tall, or all they do just draft basketball players. The guys that they draft are tall and amazing. That's the difference. They're not drafting pieces of shit. They're drafting tall, amazing goalies.
Did you play hockey growing up? If yes, what level did you play?
I've never played hockey before.
Stasny, Lemieux for 4. Save made by the
attention. It's a nice pass into Lemieux, just can't get it by McKitchen.
How much horsepower does the Ford GT have?
It's a gutless piece of shit.
Is there a niche market in the NHL for shorter goalies, and what is quote-unquote too short?
There's not a niche market in the NHL for goaltenders that are short. They don't look for those type of people. Yes, there's outliers like Saros, but at the end of the day, too short is anything under 6 feet.
Caleb Davids, 01. What got you into coaching?
Well, I got hurt pretty early in my career. Always loved being a teacher. Wanted to be a phys ed teacher, so it was a natural thing when my hockey career ended just to become a coach.
Dry goaltending 2000. Will the pad stack make a comeback as a routine save anytime soon?
No.
Grant Nelson would like to know, if you were not coaching right now and you could not do it, what would you be doing?
More of a guy that does TV interviews and stuff, not a coach.
Would you actually be a media person?
Yep.
Spency Cat, have your goalies ever made you mad? And if so, what was the maddest you've ever been made by a goalie?
Goalies have never made me mad. I'm pretty successful at what I do, so if they choose to not follow or upset me in any way, it's on them, not me. So it's their choice to be upset, not me.
Gabe the Great Guy, did you go to university or college, and if so, what courses did you take?
I went to Miami of Ohio on a full scholarship, got my Bachelor of Science in Education, and I had a minor in geriatric gynecology.
You know what, the funny thing is, half the people aren't even going to know that's not even a real thing. Lars asks, opinion about the rise of German prospects in goaltending.
I don't really have an opinion. I don't really know any German prospect goalies. I don't really have any interest in it.
What current NHL goalie impresses you the most?
I love Carter Hart. I love Carey Price and Holtby, and they're just so structurally sound, technically sound, tactically sound, and they're just consistent.
What is the process in becoming a goalie coach, and how did you get this job?
99% of NHL goalie coaches have played professional hockey. So if you haven't played professional hockey, you're not coaching in the NHL. That's the first step. But if just becoming a goalie coach, look at Instagram videos, look at YouTube videos, read books online, and anybody can become a goalie coach and throw up a business card and charge money for it. There's no barrier to entry. Anybody can be a goalie coach. There's tons of them out there.
How did you get into being a goalie coach and being such a high-level coach specifically?
I think in any industry, any line of work, if you do something for a long time, you're going to get to be pretty good at it. Played in the NHL, so I had a natural ability to slide into that job. And I was ready when the opportunity presented itself. When I first worked with Eddie Belfour, I either could help him or not, and he would have a good bull detector on, and when we first met, he knew I could help him. So I think it's being ready for the opportunity. I had the NHL credential to begin with, and that's how I got into it.
Who is one of the best goalies you coached?
Travis Riggin is probably the best goalie I've coached. No, strike that. He's a piece of shit.
Favorite goalie of all time that you've coached, not on the Leafs?
Favorite goalie of all time that coached would be Jack Campbell, goaltending backup for the LA Kings.
Ethan the Wall would like to know, what is your highest of high and your lowest of low in your career?
When you step on the ice and play a regular season game in the NHL and you've proven all the doubters wrong, you've actually made it to the NHL in a regular season game, and everybody else can kiss your ass. So that's the highest of highs. The lowest of lows is the next game I played. I was checked from behind by Tony Twist, and my career was taken away in the blink of an eye. So within the span of 1 month, I had the career high and the career low all within 1 month.
Owen Friedman, who's your favorite goalie that you have ever worked with? Not assuming not in the NHL.
I always look at the next kid I coach as my favorite one because there's always new challenges and new things to learn. There's been so many. I've literally coached over 10,000 goalies in 30 years. So one favorite one. I just love the next one.
We talked about too, like the potential for like newer kids, like the amount of impact you can have percentage-wise in their game compared to.
I think with younger kids, you can have more observable dramatic changes in their game. When kids get to be older and pros, there's a lot more incremental changes that you put into their game, and it's fine-tuning. But at the end of the day, it's fun working with all ages. And I used to work with Eddie in the morning and then work with a 7-year-old at night.
Troy Chubbs, good personal friend of mine, asks, can you be my goalie coach? I'm a very aspiring beer leaguer.
Sure. I work with any goalies. Doesn't matter to me whether they're A-League, B-League, C-League, minor hockey kids, house league, AAA, NHLers. I coach any goalie that wants to get better.
Final question of the day. Future Pro Goalie School asks, is it true that McKeegan smells like cheese and old people?
A very intelligent and insightful question. I wonder how I can answer that properly. Yes, I smell like cheese and other things, and I am old, so I do smell old.
That will conclude the Q&A. See you tomorrow for the next video, which goes up in 2 days, and make sure you go to sidelineswap.com as well, and also the Future Pro Mentorship Camp. But make sure you go to sidelineswap.com, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video in 2 days.